Hi everyone, I am Janvi Pawar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel everyone. If you people are new here, then you can start off with subscribing. If you people are not, then welcome back. Alright, so today we're talking about how to increase your reading skills or your reading pace. Now, there are so many people out there who just loves reading, loves reading new novels, loves reading new things, and loves reading newspaper, anything they can get their hands on, but they don't have enough time. So and they don't have enough time, and at the same time they don't have enough speed. Then there are also students who, especially the university students, who just start reading at last minute when they know oh my god, the exam's tomorrow, now we have to start studying. So then some students start studying, although it's not a good thing, but we people do that. And then at the same time, there are people who need to present a lot of presentations and everything, so they have to read a lot of research, they have to do a lot of analysis, and then they have to write a summary. So how to improve your reading skills? All right, tip number one. Tip number one is practice. Now, each one of us, we have heard this quote since we were a child and since we were a kid, is that practice makes a man perfect. Well, of course it does. Practice always makes a man perfect. So what you have to do is you have to keep reading. You can't expect yourself to read 15 minutes a day and then take a break for 3 days and then you're not reading anymore. You can't do that. You have to start reading daily, You have to build up a reading habit daily for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And I think reading for an hour is always the best way to improve your reading skills, because the more you're going to read, the more practice it's going to be, and the more your mind is going to fit in your story, on what pace you're reading, and your speed is going to increase. So always, for better focus and everything, you have to read more and more. Otherwise, you can just read for 15 minutes. It's not going to create a good concentration or good focus on whatever you're studying. So read daily for an hour. If you don't have enough time, then read for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. That's enough too. But make sure you're consistent. Tip number two, stop reading inside yourself or by reading out loud. By inside yourself, I mean, is that when we start reading, we go inside ourselves. Cat was a girl, but she was really small. No, actually, she was really tall. So this is how we read out loud. But if we are reading, from the inside, then we also read words. You don't have to do that. This was important when you were a child, when you were in 5th or 6th standard, because at that time you did not know the meaning. But now, even if you're going to look at a word, then you know the meaning. You don't need to read the word out loud inside or outside, internally, externally, to know the meaning of the word. Because right now, if you're just going to take a look at the word, you know the meaning. So stop with the inner monologue. We people keep having that inner monologue with ourselves when we read. So, even if you're not reading out loud, then you read internally. Then you are having a monologue with yourself internally. So you're reading everything. You're reading each single word. Whereas you don't have to do that, because that consumes a lot of time. Right now, even if you're a teenager, 14, 15, 16, 17, or even if you're an adult, right now, if you're just going to take a look at the words, you know the meaning of the words. So why do you have to waste a lot of time to read the words out loud, or to have a monologue? So stop doing that. Just skim through the word. Just take a look at the words, and there you are. It's done. Tip number three, I guess. Yeah, tip number three. Stop reading the unnecessary words. We keep reading words like is, am, there, was, were. These are unnecessary words. You don't have to read words like that, this, was, were. No. If you're reading a chapter about carbohydrates, then all you need to know is what carbohydrates are. Not carbohydrates that, and carbohydrates this, carbohydrate was, were, and now. You don't have to read all of these unnecessary words, because these little words, they consume a lot of time. And what do we call this process? We call this process word chunking. Basically, you're reducing the words, the number of words you're reading. There are prodigious number of reasons out there why we people are have to improve our reading skills. And one is that we people need to have better vocabulary. Yes, for reading, you also need a better vocabulary. Now, let me tell you, for example, you're reading a passage and all of a sudden you encounter a word which you don't know. What you're gonna do? You're gonna go on your Google, you're gonna search the meaning of your Google, then you're gonna come back to the passage, which consumes a lot of time. Instead of doing that, let me give you a suggestion. Of course, you're not gonna know like the real meaning of the word, but by looking at the words surrounding it, you're gonna know why we are using this word. Because the way the situation is, and it depends on what kind of article or on what is the content of the passage, it depends on that. So you're just going to figure out the meaning by yourself. And after you are done reading the article or after you are done reading the passage, then go to your Google and find out the meaning of the word. Until then, stop wasting your time by going onto the Google first, searching, or by searching the meaning on dictionary and then coming back to the article and then continue reading. Instead of that, figure out the meaning by yourself by looking at the words surrounding that new word, and you'll just figure out by yourself. That's it. That's all you have to do. Tip number 4, I believe, or probably it's 5. I've lost counts. Set a timer. Always set a timer. Take a task. When you start reading, then make sure, okay, it's 1 p.m. right now until 2 p.m. I have to read like 3 pages, or not 3 pages, they are too less. I have to read like 30 pages. So always set a task, because when you have set a task, there is going to be something inside you that's going to keep you going, no distractions or anything, because when you set a task, and especially a time task, like before I sleep, I have to read like 50 pages today. So that task is always going to keep the wheels in motion. Otherwise, you can just keep saying, yeah, I have to read like 50 pages. But at the same time, if you're going to say, I have to read 50 pages in 2 hours, then that's what's going to keep you moving. And believe me, this really works, because I've tried it like a lot of times. Tip number 6, I guess. So tip number 6 is, and this is the last one, always keep a marker or your finger with yourself, because that's going to set the speed. Don't just go like this. The way your pencil's gonna move and on what speed your pencil's moving, that's how your eyes are also gonna move, and that's how you're also gonna read the words. And that's also gonna keep you focused on what you're reading. Otherwise, you have to reread the passage, and then you were like, where was I? I've forgotten. But at the same time, if your pencil is moving at a great speed, your eyes are also gonna move, and you are also gonna read at the same speed. So that's also gonna improve your reading skills. So these were the tips to improve your reading skills faster. And also, I'd like to announce, if you people want to learn English in British and American accent, so Dorina is providing a whole big course, which is given by me. I'm the teacher, a whole big American accent and British accent courses. Dorina is providing. You have to download the app from the App Store, and this is end of the month offer. So the courses are pretty affordable. Now there is a sale going on, and at the same time, I'm gonna be the one who's gonna be teaching you as individually or as a group. I'm gonna teach you in both ways, in any way you're gonna want. So there are also some recorded batches. So the link is in the description box below to download the app, to enroll yourself in my courses, in my British and American courses, which are on sale right now, by the way, and to download the app from your Play Store and Apple Store. And if you have any queries regarding the course or whatsoever, then there's also a number given below on whom you can contact on how to enroll in the course or what are we providing or anything. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you want to be updated with what I'm doing with my lives, then you can follow me on my Instagram. This is my social media handle, and just message me, DM me, and if I find that important, then I'm definitely gonna reply. Thank you so much, guys, because I don't check messages requests that often, so I'm sorry about that. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you liked it, do share, do subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!